Alright, so let's look at example 3, finding the derivative of a function using the definition. These are all the examples that I'm going to work. Each example will have its own video. So here's your videos 1 through 8. Okay, so check them out. Let's look. Here's the definition. So the derivative of a function is f prime of x is equal to the limit as h goes to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Alright, so let's look example 3. So let's go ahead and let's just write the definition down. So we've got f prime of x is f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Alright, so let's look there. It is the limit as h goes to 0. Alright. Alright, so we've got f prime of x is equal to the limit as h goes to 0. Now, f of x plus h, so we're going to take the x plus h and put it in for x. So that's 1 over x plus h. Write that a little better. Right. Minus f of x, which is 1 over x. And then all that is over h. Okay, so there is your f of x plus h, and there's your f of x. Alright, so now the fun part, we need to simplify this thing. So all this is a complex fraction. Okay, so we can look at it as the h being over 1. See that? So remember, what you'll do is you'll look at all the denominators. Okay, and we'll get a common denominator. Okay, which is x times x plus h. So this is equal to the limit as h goes to 0. And what I'm going to do with the common denominator, so my common denominator is x times x plus h. I'm going to multiply this to each term, and that's going to get rid of the fractions for me. Alright, so I've got x times x plus h times 1 over x plus h minus x times x plus h times 1 over x, and that's all over, and then the common denominator x times x plus h times h over 1. So all I did is I took the common denominator and multiplied it to each term. Alright, and what happens there? Well, look, the x plus h is canceled there, the x is canceled there, and so I'm left with the limit as h goes to 0. Okay, so I've got x times 1 is x minus, and then 1 times x plus h over, and then this is what? xh times x plus h. See, h times this. I mean, this doesn't matter. I'm just going to write the h on the outside. It doesn't matter. You can do it either way. Alright, so now I've got the limit as h goes to 0. And I'm going to distribute the minus 1. So that's going to be x minus h over h times x plus h. And that, well, look at there. The x's go to 0. And so I'm left with the limit as h goes to 0 of negative h over h times x plus h. Okay, and that is equal to the limit as h goes to 0 And look at this. The h's cancel. I'm left with -1 up here. So that's going to be -1 over x times x plus h. And now we can evaluate the limit, plug the 0 in for h. So that's going to be -1 over, just going to bring the negative out in front of the fraction, x times x plus 0, which is -1 over, and x plus 0 is x, so x times x is x squared. And so we get our derivative is -1 over x squared. Okay, so I hope the video helped. Check out my other videos. Give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.